Hello everybody, this is the Shakespearean Shrew, and we are going to do a little bit of a spoiler alert because I'm going to talk about Hamlet and break down Hamlet. So Hamlet is a play, it's Shakespeare's most famous play, and it's his longest play. It's very, very long. Most productions actually truncate the play because it is incredibly, sometimes unbearably long. It also has the most lines in terms of dialogue. So poor actor, whoever is playing Hamlet, in Oklahoma Shakespeare in the Park, big shout out to Joshua as he takes on Hamlet this time around. But it starts with the lines, "Who's there?" And the entire play revolves around questions, revolves around a question of identity. Is everybody who they say they are? Is everybody performing? And so what we have, quick breakdown, we have Hamlet coming back to Denmark after the marriage of his mother, Gertrude, to his father, or his uncle, Claudius, after the murder, or well, at this point, after the death of his father. So he's a very confused young man who's in mourning over his father, although we do learn that his father wasn't necessarily the best father. And he is really struggling with the fact that his mother remarried so very quickly to his uncle. And so Hamlet vows revenge on Claudius because he sees the ghost of his father, and the ghost tells him that Claudius put poison in his ear and murdered him. So Hamlet vows revenge, and his mourning turns into a manic sort of madness. And the question everybody asks is this madness performative, or is it real? Is he acting a certain way in order to catch Claudius out? Or is he really losing his grip on reality? To be fair, when it comes to the ghost, everybody else sees the ghost too, except for in Act 3, then nobody sees the ghost. So it's just him. So Hamlet is derailed, distracted, dealing with whether the ghost is actually the ghost of his father or some vengeful spirit that is trying to destroy him and his family. He's also dealing with Ophelia, who's been put into play by Claudius and by her father Polonius to unravel what is happening with Hamlet because they're concerned. And so as we're going through this, she's trying to, she was dating him, he went overseas, they're trying to reestablish their relationship, and she is trying also to do the bidding of the other men in her life. It doesn't go well for her, unfortunately. He is so mad and so manic that he takes it all out on her, and she can't handle it. So she starts to go a little crazy herself. That then is exacerbated when, after putting on the Mousetrap, a play to catch the king, Hamlet then concludes that, yes, in fact, Claudius is guilty. He responds in a manner that he decides is guilty, and he goes to kill him. Now, when he comes upon the king's chambers, Claudius is in a state of repentance. He is kneeling, he is praying, and Hamlet decides, I can't kill you right now because I don't want you to go to heaven. I do not want you to be saved. I want you to go to hell. So he postpones and has a very violent dialogue with his mother as he tries to figure out what her logic is in terms of marrying Claudius and how she has betrayed, in his eyes, his whole family. And then, in a state of rage, he kills Polonius, who is eavesdropping. So Polonius, again, remember, is Ophelia's father. So after that, he's shipped out to England. Now, Ophelia finds out that Hamlet killed her father, and she goes mad. And her brother comes back to get revenge, and there is his sister who is stripped of her entire identity. She's lost the man that she loves, and she's lost the father who established who she was as a female at the time. And so Laertes goes after Hamlet, who, you know, he was shipped out. They actually had a plot to execute him on his way. He got wind of the plot. He, you know, jumped ship, made his way back to Denmark. It's a long, I told you, it's a long play. So he makes it back, but he makes it back right after Ophelia has drowned herself from her grief. And so he comes back and he has to come to terms with what has happened to Ophelia and how there is blame to be laid at his feet. He's got a king who's trying to, at this point, just straight up kill him. Laertes, who is also trying to kill him. His mother, who is trying to save him and ends up getting killed because of it. And his best friend Horatio, and I'm sorry Horatio, I have not talked about you, but his best friend, a soldier who has just accompanied Hamlet loyally from the beginning to the end. So at the end, great sword fight. If you haven't listened to our episode about choreographing fights, you're definitely going to want to listen to it before you come see Hamlet, because the stage fight is going to be epic, and I do believe Chris Cutts will be choreographing that. And so we have this brawl, and everybody dies. I told you, spoiler alert, except for Horatio. Horatio is the only one left alive, and he is supposed to tell the story. And the question everybody wants to know, as an audience, the question I want to know, is what is the story that is going to be told? Is it the story that we have just seen? Is that the story? Or is it something else? Is it a story about when grief goes wrong? And so there are so many questions. This is a play that starts with questions and ends with questions. So I hope as you come in, you'll have a better understanding of the play, and it will give you some ideas about what to expect and some of the shenanigans that will be occurring on the stage. Also, keep in mind, yes, this is his longest play, but our fearless leader, Tyler Woods, has also cut down the play. So it will only run for about 2 hours and 45 minutes versus the 4 hours that it has been known to run. So I hope you will all come out and see it. It starts September 12th and runs to the 29th. And come join us for a lark.